I want to install the deck rail system for my Toyota Tundra, but from the factory or at the port, the bed liner was sprayed and they covered all the mounting holes for the deck rail. So I was a little cautious about actually buying the deck rail, which I got on Let Go for around 60 bucks, because I wasn't 100% sure that underneath here there was actual mounting holes. So what I did was I kind of cut one up here, cut through this area where I know the hole will be, and you could see that there was in fact some threads behind there. So this back of the deck rail system, there's these pins that come out. There's little plastic clips. You can see there's two of them. There's one on the very end, and there's one that's two holes in from the back. So this goes towards the tailgate. You can see there's the first mounting hole. And there's the hole for the pin, the alignment pin, the tab, whatever you want to call it. And then back under here, you can see the very first one has the tab hole also that goes for this back one here. So you can see I went ahead and popped it in. It's not all the way in, but it'll give me a good idea of where these holes are going to be. So I got a pretty small drill bit. I'm not sure the size, but it's gonna fit through the hole without doing too much damage to the threads. So I'm not guaranteeing there's not going to be any damage, but I'm gonna do it again on this side here. If you kind of push hard with the drill bit, you can kind of feel like a soft spot, so you know you're in the right spot. The deck rail back off. You can see I know where these holes are now. So I'm pretty sure I did damage threads. I know I did, but that's what I have this for. So afterward, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the holes, which I was pretty successful with the other side, the back, and then also the passenger side deck rail is already installed. So this is the finished product for the back one, which was a lot easier because you could actually feel where the holes are behind. I mean, I'm using a razor for some of these areas to kind of cut away this bed liner, but it is pretty thick. I don't want to go ahead and, you know, it doesn't have to be pretty because it's going to be behind the deck rail, so you're not going to see it. I mean, this is about how it looks when I'm done. So the screw fits in there fine, it goes in and out no problem. So I just kind of cleaned up the hole. Right, so I kind of cleaned up the area so I could tap this better. I don't want to get too much of the material inside the threads because it's going to just make it harder to tap. But I mean, I cleaned it up. It took me about, I don't know, 2-3 minutes worth of cleaning up. So now I'm just kind of cleaning this up a little bit. I finished all the holes and I attached the deck rail, but this time I pushed it all the way in, so the alignment pins are going all the way, and I verified all the holes are matching up perfectly. I'm good to go. So now I just have the bag of screws that the guy gave me when I bought it, and I'm using a T30 Torx bit. I got all the screws in, the Torx screws. Everything looks good. Everything went in well. It took me about an hour and a half, almost exactly. I think I started a little bit after 4:30, so it's pretty close. So again, the tools I used, I just used this drill bit that's a lot smaller than the actual screws that are going in to kind of start my holes. I don't know what size this is. It's kind of jacked up. Anyway, just use a small one to get going. I used a razor. I mean, you could probably use something better than this. Might be a little dangerous if it breaks off when you're trying to cut, but I didn't have no problems, luckily. I used a T30 Torx bit for the screws, and I used a M6x1 tap. Also, just note that I didn't use the cheap handle that comes with it from Harbor Freight. This thing does not work good. Lucky enough to have one from Grandpa's Tool Chest, and this one works great. So this handle is much better. Anyways, thanks for watching.